Ladies and gentlemen, I was just walking by McLaren Park, and I was thinking to myself, you know what's so sad about this situation with me in McLaren Park? That I had someone else look into all of my spending and all, mind you, a little private investigator. Because, mind you, like I said, everyone, there's proof of me talking to Nickel, explaining to Nickel why I was never going to come back on October 22nd after the whole MetroCard Classic situation and why I wasn't going to come back. Your staff just keeps disrespecting, being rude. You know what? And they took it and said to the audience and to those in the community that I was banned. So they took me departing and sharing my experience on social media and then try to twist that and said, no, you were banned. Ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to see proof, check my Instagram. But that's the problem. I'm trying to get people to be on my side, which that's not the case here. The case is that don't make false statements if you don't have clear evidence of doing so. Because when the person that looked into all of my, let's say, encounters at McLaren Park, they stated I was there, mind you, I spent 92% as a customer there. 92% of the time I was a customer there. That is a high percentage. Yes. Why? Let's say I go to a wedding, which we did 3 weddings that summer, and we disappear for a few days. Come back, celebrate. You know, by that homeless guy, Doug, I think. No, the dog was Doug. Forgot the guy, Flo. Anybody remember Flo, that homeless dude with the dog? Well, not once, but not twice, but 3 times. I brought this dude lunch at McLaren Park. And other people, other homeless dudes, until they started taking advantage of that, you know, giving back. Hey, Panda, you know, and I'm saying to myself, well, do me a favor. Stop doing what you're doing in the mornings here. That's not cool around the little kids, you know? But there were a lot of other issues that place had. But, you know, they just told a lie to not just a community, to an audience. Like, hey, we're going to use his excuses and his story and say, no, we banned you. Ban me for what reason? Still, we are still waiting for that clear answer. What was the ban for exactly? Come on. I wasn't harassing anyone. Wasn't bothering anyone. I was conducting business. That's just what McLaren Park is, right? Coffee shop, bar, restaurant, meetup, birthday parties. This is where people network, right? So what's the problem? Because a couple of people didn't like the fact that there was a photographer that actually had a license in New York City. Which you want to violate my First Amendment, right? Park House. This is what Nickel was saying. You recording, like, I'm recording what I am experiencing. And you are in joint efforts with New York City Parks. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just feel like I have nothing but respect for those that did work for McLaren Park House at the time. There were some cool people there. I'm not sure they're still working there. But people just wants to know, like, what really happened. I'm telling people, watch my Instagram then. You see from the beginning to the end what happened. Caught some mom being racist. Not once, but several times. One mother tried to steal a laptop. No one talked about me being a hero when we caught the woman trying to steal a laptop, right? But I digress, right? No one talks about, like, when I'm being very friendly and, mind you, refilling the dog bowls up with fresh water. Not that dirty water they want to fill. No, give them fresh water. right? No one's talking about how, oh, Panda's hooking up these homeless dudes, and we don't. I'm pretty sure this is what was going on too. They didn't want that kind of publicity or that look like, oh, now he's invited homeless people. No, dude, that's my money. I can do what I want, spend it with who I want. You don't decide that. That's what's the problem was at McLaren Park. The discrimination, the whole issues, the problems with bartending, people literally spiking or literally watering down drinks on purpose based on, it was just disgusting while I'm sitting at the bar and experiences as a customer. I'm like, really? Not just a customer, and some of my receipts, everyone. And here's the kicker. This is where the giveaway gives away as well. All my receipts, they gave me a discount called family and friends. If I was a family and friend all the time, why was I banned? What was the ban for? And this is what Nichols' response was. I'm there all the time. So what? If I lived across the street and I want to hang out and spend my money, mind you, at a place of my choice, is that bothering you? No, it's not, right? It's not bothering anyone. Am I right? But no, it's bothering him. And what that mom that was being racist towards the Asian nannies, yeah, I had to stop that. See, Nico didn't know about that. He doesn't care about who, he talking about they don't spend money. Yes, they do spend money sometimes. At Blank Street Coffee in the morning when he's not there, they do spend money sometimes. Sometimes they wait. This is why I'm a documentarian journalist, everyone. Sometimes they wait until lunch period to get food from Club. I pay attention to what everyone does. That's called observation. But like I said, everyone, got respect for the establishment, but listen, you don't make a false claim that you ban me. I refuse to come to your location because of your staff. I've decided to leave. You want me to post the text messages again, Nickel? To make it clear, Park House, McLaren Park House? That's defamation, what you guys were doing. This is why I asked someone from the legal standpoint to look into it. Can I sue for defamation? It is possible if there was damage. And it was, to my reputation. They're going around telling rollerbladers that I was banned. Dude, I banned myself, which is proof in the text message. After the New York City MetroCard Classic, I was done. What business tells a customer, yeah, we kind of seeing you every day. I know you spend money here. Bars don't do that. Restaurants don't do that. Starbucks don't do that. Restaurants that say, mind you, when a customer comes every single day to any establishment, that's a loyal customer. They come in every day, they support, they spend. They also network. They try to bond with the community. But no. He's not thinking about that, ladies and gentlemen. So I just want to share my point right now because it's 2025. And this happened in 2023. And when I left without saying a word. Only to Nickel. See, that's the thing. I just didn't say anything to any of the bartenders. I just left after the whole boo. And then January is where I get text message from a bartender. Yo, boy, where you been? You haven't been at McLaren. Nah, dude, I don't go there anymore, friend. Like, what happened? I'm like, no offense, but your colleagues and your people don't get it. I told this person this. So I said, I stepping back. I don't want any part of that. Good luck, man. I got my spots. You know, I gave it a shot during the summer. That was it. I got proof of those text messages. If you want to see those, Nickel, that your colleagues were asking. You know why? I was a pretty cool guy hanging around. You know, but no, you wanted to listen to Tyra. And she was making very false statements and being very... Let's just say, like, me and her never got along. After I literally got on her ass and saw her did something very... Mind you, if I was a health inspector, I would have shut you down, McLaren. That's all I'm saying. If I was a health inspector, I would have shut you down. That's why I'm disgusted. I'm not the only people. Those two influencers, those two ladies, yeah, that was a handful. Do I need to say more, everyone? It's not the owner of McLaren Park. It's that people that work for McLaren Park think they entitled. Now they think they in some position of power. I don't understand that either. That's not how bartender works. This is why there's a guy named Greg that works there. I hope he still does. Dude, he was the most fucking awesome dude out of everyone, except for maybe Justin. And then there was what's her name? She had blonde hair. She had a husky doll. Yo, the three cool people. Seriously. That was it. I was like, I'm done. Like, everyone else is just being, I don't know, complete a-holes at this place. So even the little man that is so-called chef of Club, I'm calling little man, because he thinks he's better than everyone, talking about someone's artwork. So this young lady had her paintings, her artwork display, and he's saying, on my video, when I was trying to get some B-roll, he's saying to Nickel, out of all people, sorry, not her, Nickel, like, dude, I can do this shit, and what, it was like, what? This is someone's expression. This is why I was like, disgust, man. There were so many moments where, like, I have it all on hard drives too. Yeah, I still have all those B-rolls because I made a montage for Park House, and then I took it down from Instagram because I edited that montage and I took it down, and I did one for that girl and her paintings. And that's why I'm telling Park House, be careful where you step, man. I'm a documentarian, and mind you, I keep flexing this to them. I'm good at what I do. I know how to cover my ass, and I know how to cover your ass. You just got bad employees. Sorry to say it that way. With that said, everyone, I don't recommend people stop going. I still recommend people should go to Park House because it is a fucking cool layout. It's a very enjoyable layout. That's why I enjoy it so much. Not only it's in the park, but it's outside your homes, not too far from the hostel. Dude, down the street, it's other establishments, which I go, like that Japanese spot I was going as well. Dude, lit. See, Park House didn't know. I was bringing other people, even the owner from the hostel, I bring to your establishment. And that was his first time. He thought it was cool. He thought, mind you, Park House, you don't know this neighborhood, do you? Well, let me tell you, that history lesson that you gave in the Park House, before it was Park House, when the building used to be red and black, that's what we remember Park House used to be. This bathroom where the staff hangs out and lots of crazy activity happens in New York City. But ladies and gentlemen, Just saying. That's why the owner was surprised. Like, oh wow, I just didn't know this was in here. I said, yeah, they come. This opens to like a lunch after like 11, and then this opens to a bar after 2. They have ice cream. They did have ice cream at one point. Don't know now. But like, ladies and gentlemen, it was a cool spot to network. That was the point. Networking. I met 2 attorneys, 2 a publisher, a writer, artists. I was exchanging information. They blew that up. Why? Because they want to listen to some racist nanny mom, people complaining. And this is why I'm asking Nico, do you know where you live? He didn't know how to answer that question. This is New York City. What's your rights and what's my right to the First Amendment? Okay, what is New York City state, up in Oregon state, about recording in public? All right then why would you violate the same rights as we both have? This is what I don't get. In a public park, telling me stop recording all the time. Yeah, that's what he said. No, I told him no. That's just rude. To tell someone to stop what they're doing professionally. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what this is really all about. Me always recording all the time in Park House. It's called documentarian work. I record the very important things. Sometimes I record my silly things. But you don't get it. You're not creators. Some of you guys do not know how to create. Instead, you know how to like discriminate. So with that said, everyone, I just made my statement. Why I don't go back to Park House, and now you know the truth. But you guys already knew the truth. Come on, it's all on my Instagram, bro. This is where their story falls apart. Just watch my Instagram. You'll be like, oh, wow. Just like, that's all I have to say, man. Because there's been a lot of skate parties there. And apparently, I'm like, oh, so you guys going to have it at the one place that I do not want to go. Great. And people's like, but aren't you banned? And I'm like, I was never banned. You see, they spreading that false rumor. Ban. Where's this ban coming from? Here's a text message. Look, I have to show everyone. Here's a text message for Nico. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry to see you go. Don't be a stranger. That was the last guys, that's the message. You guys gonna be like, oh shit, you're right. Go check my Instagram. Go check all the stories on Park House. You can just go on YouTube and type in on my channel, Park House. Come on. I put them in alphabetical order by date. I'm just saying, everyone. I don't like being defamed and being misrepresented when people can literally just be honest, like, you guys just didn't fit my category anymore. You were cool place, cool layout. Honestly, sandwiches are a little bit, overkill for the price. They were good, but like I said, I had better. Just saying. See, with that said, everyone, see ya.